So I just got to figure out how to do this first. Yeah, okay. So first I want to start with a story. I was recently in Germany on a training session, and I was working with a gentleman who was later on at night. We were finishing off a presentation before our big presentation the next morning. And he excused himself and he said, "Excuse me, I have to go say goodnight to my daughter." And I said, "Okay, absolutely." So he goes off to the side of the room, and I can hear them giggling and laughing, and he's on his iPad and talking to the iPad. And then I look over in the corner of my eye, and I see him kiss the iPad. So I kind of giggle, right? I said, "Okay." So when he gets back, I said, "Oh, hey Sasha, I saw you kiss your iPad, what's going on?" And he said, "Well, I have a thing with my daughter, every night before she goes to bed, I kiss her goodnight. So when I'm traveling, when we're on Skype, she kisses me on the iPad, and I kiss her back." And then that got me thinking. I said, that's how the Internet of Things is changing our life. We are now kissing technology in order to connect with each other. So, how many here have a cell phone who are connected to the Internet? Hopefully everybody here should put up their hands, right? How many here have two? I'm going to say two, yeah. I have a phone and iPad. So by 2014, we had roughly 14 billion things connected to the Internet. And by 2020, it's estimated that there are going to be 50 billion things connected to the Internet. Now let me put this into perspective for you. That's 7 things per person on the planet. Every single person will be responsible for 7 connected things to the Internet. That is a massive amount of information. That is a huge amount of bandwidth that is required. That is a huge economy, a huge network that's available to us. The Internet of Things is going to touch every aspect of our life. And we're already seeing examples of this right now. I mean, we have our supply chain and management. We're understanding logistics, how things are working. We have smart cities with LED lights that are going on and off when pedestrians are coming through. We have smart hospitals and smart connectivity. We have smart families. We have smart cars. We're seeing it as it evolves. Every single aspect of our life is getting touched by the Internet of Things. This is a new economy for us. It's a new opportunity. And I'm going to show you just how big this is. So at first, in 1850, we had what we called the steam economy. And this is generally when we started with steam power. And transportation started to renew. We had trains, everybody was starting to be able to connect. And then by 1970, we had the electrical economy. And this was the first time when we started to share resources. The first time when we started to see globalization. And this produced they estimate about $12 trillion worth of world global product. Okay? A huge difference in between 1850 and 1970. Now everybody here, I assume, is familiar with 1990. And this is the internet era. Okay? This is when people first started touching machine and interacting with machine. We heard about email, Netscape, for example, personalized communication. And now I ask you, how many of you go online today and ask Dr. Google a question and go for an answer, right? Global information is at our fingertips. It's available, and this has been available since 1990. And this accounted for $27.5 trillion of global economy. Now we have what we call the networked economy. This is machine to machine, talking to each other, the Internet of Things, connected, okay? How much do you think is estimated by 2020 that this is going to produce for a global world product? Any guesses? $90 trillion. is what the Internet of Things is bringing to us. So with so much connected things in the world, and the availability for real-time information and real-time access, and being able to reach each one of our products and our solutions and our people all across the globe at any point in time, what's the one most important thing of this whole networked economy, this new industrial revolution, we call it? I'll tell you. It's people. None of this can happen without each and every single one of us in this room. And not just people as we sit here today, it's the individual roles that we play. Think about it. Each and every one of you today alone has probably played 5 or 6 different roles, okay? You may have been a parent, you may have been a commuter, you may have been a shopper, you may have been an employee, you may have been a patient. Each and every single one of these experiences opens opportunity for Internet of Things to improve our life. That's the duty of Internet of Things. Okay, no longer we don't need a pen. We're not going to buy a pen. Okay, we're going to buy something to write. So the same thing applies with the Internet of Things. Okay, we don't want to purchase the Internet of Things. We want something to improve our lives, to improve the way that we conduct each and every single one of our roles, whether it's as a supply chain manager, whether it's as a CIO, or whether it's as a parent or a tourist that's going to a new place to visit. So what do we need for this in order to enable all of our people with this? Well, first things first, we need an open platform. We need a place that's open and inclusive for everybody to engage and collaborate with, share their experiences, because we don't have that information yet. We don't know, and we haven't recorded how people go about doing their days. We don't have a business process design built for commuters, for tourists, for parents, and every single facet in every single demographic and every way that we conduct our lives throughout a city, throughout a community, throughout your own individual house. Okay? We also need open standards for this, because as soon as you start closing standards on everything, people get afraid. And we'll tell you what, we're already afraid right now of the Internet of Things, because it's so big. Because for the first time in our lives, okay, we are no longer consuming technology. Technology is consuming us. It's bigger than we are. So we have to create an open platform for us to share our experiences and let Internet of Things help us along the way. We also need a common library for all of this information, because as you can imagine, with 50 billion different objects connected, there is going to be a vast array of different ways of transferring this knowledge, capturing this knowledge into, as we heard earlier, Mr. Simon, into the ocean of data, into a lake of data. It's no longer a data warehouse. You're absolutely right. Now, we still need data warehouses to secure our data, but those certain processes that every single one of us go through in every single day, this needs to be captured in an open place where we can play with it, so that 2.5 billion people who are connected can start engaging, researching, creating opportunities. Now, I could sit here and bore you with event stream processing or any kind of technical things about machine learning or spatial processing, but you wouldn't listen to me anyways. The main thing I want to drive home about this slide is that we need a way to manage the real-time requests that are coming in from our people. Okay, because they're curious, and it's coming in from any type of different social and environmental contexts through the Internet of Things. Okay, this creates sustainability. This creates efficiencies in our industries, in our processes. This creates innovation so that people can go out and create new ways of saving the environment or creating efficiencies in your work or retail distribution. This is ultimate sustainability, right? And this is coming all from the information of things and the Internet of Things. And finally, and most importantly, I think we also heard quality of life. And that's the ultimate goal of what we want the Internet of Things to be. It should improve every single one of our quality of life. Does this make sense with everybody? Okay. So I just want to finish with a quick story. There's a couple, Yusuf and Ruba, they want to go to Dubai. They're taking their kids on a trip. So they go online and they search Dubai, what to do, and they trip over an online app. It's the City of Dubai app. And the City of Dubai asks them questions like, okay, how many people are traveling? When do you want to go? What types of things do you like to see? When do you eat? Do you have family there? So all of these different experience questions that Ruba and Yusuf fill in on the iPad app. And then it goes back and suggests places that they should go and automatically books it into their calendar and says, okay, and one of them happens to be the beautiful fountains outside the Burj Khalifa. So they get to the airport and they are welcomed by people with carriages because, they already know that they have children. They already know that how many children. On their app, they can see exactly which way to go to the gate. And while they're passing through, there's also flashes of images of certain things that are on special at the duty free because they know from their preferences that they enjoy these certain things like chocolates or dates. They got on the plane and they fly to Dubai, everything's fantastic. Meanwhile, on the other side, Sam, the operations manager for the fountains at the Burj Khalifa, gets a notification on his iPad that says there's low pressure in one of the water pumps that's going on in the fountain. So he says, oh, okay, that's funny, I better send out one of my technicians, Jimmy, to go take a look. So Jimmy goes down and takes a look at the water fountain and sees that there's actually a crack in one of the valves. And says, okay, yeah, we have the parts, checks on this, yeah, the parts are available, no problem. I should have this fixed in about 45 minutes. So he enters that into the screen, says, yeah, it'll take about 45 minutes, and punches it in. So this not only updates the operations manager, Sam, and lets him know that the ticket is going to be fixed in 45 minutes, this directly sends an SMS text message to Ruba and Yusuf, who are already in Dubai, and tells them, I know you were scheduled to come see the fountain at this time, but we're doing some maintenance on it right now, so why don't you, since you're in the vicinity, go and see the aquarium at the Dubai Mall, and we'll let you know when everything's fixed and ready to go. So they check their phone, they say, okay, sounds like a plan. So they take their family and they go to the aquarium, they see all the whales that are coming through, and there's scuba divers fixing, and they're having a great time. Meanwhile, Jimmy, on the other hand, has an e-learning on his iPad and can actually go right over the water valve and see exactly what's broken, what's fixed, and the steps on the iPad on how to fix it. So no obscurity, he knows exactly what tools to use, and everything's right there on his iPad, and they can see right through. So Jimmy goes ahead and fixes everything up. Types it in, boom. Sends an SMS text message, updates the maintenance ticket, everything's fixed. So then an SMS is automatically sent to Ruba and Yusuf saying, hey, everything's okay, the fountain's fixed, everything's ready to go. What do you think happens next? Fountain's up and running. Ruba and Yusuf have a wonderful experience. The transparency of the City of Dubai and everybody shows exactly the power of the connected Internet of Things. And we didn't purchase software to fix our water pumps. We didn't build an app, we didn't purchase an app, okay, to connect us with Dubai. we use the Internet of Things to increase our experience and shed value to our life. So thank you very much for the presentation. And if you have any questions, I'm here all day.